Well, welcome back to Daytime on Rogers TV. As you can see, I'm getting pretty comfortable here on a table that our next guest brought with him. A little nervous, but comfortable at the same time. Joining me right now from Lifesource Wellness is Darren. Darren, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
Now, why did you bring this table with you?
We're going to use the table to get you into different positions. I want to see how your body is able to handle certain movements.
Okay, so let's talk all about Lifesource Wellness. This has been around for about 3 years. You are the founder. Maybe talk about how this all started to happen.
Well, I left a very lucrative job in the city and just realized that what I was providing could probably be provided on a much larger scale. And I walked away from it and opened a private studio in my garage. And then within 8 months, we had enough clientele to move to a 3,000 square foot facility.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
so the need in the community was really there.
Yes, there was.
Absolutely. Now, and one of the things that I love about your studio is just how modern it is. It is phenomenal. Maybe talk about the structural ideas and the concept that you had when building this facility.
Yeah, it's quite a unique facility. Really what I tell people when they ask me that question is, this had been something that I had been planning in my mind for about 5 years. And then it all just kind of came together, and the design in my head just kind of came out in the space of 7 weeks. And we moved in with an empty shell, and now when you walk in with brick walls, and you walk in with the hardwood bamboo floor, and it's a very high-end look for what we would call a clinic. Most clinics are very sterile in their look, but I've never been one to kind of stay inside the lines when I do things.
Yeah,
so
you
I
want
like
to do things your own way.
Yeah, I wanted to color outside the lines with being able to provide good movement-based health care that made people feel welcome and warm instead of
scared and nervous,
intimidated at a doctor's office sort of thing. Yeah.
So I did say you are intimidating though, but in a good way. Because you're very professional, and you come in here and you're very energetic, very positive about what you do, and you love it, and you're passionate as well. So that can come across as intimidating, but also at the same time very confident. So why am I on here? What are some of the things you're going to do right now?
What we've developed.
What are we going to start doing here?
What we've developed at Lifesource is a set of 7 key positions / exercises that basically lay a foundation for you as a human being. I know as a registered kinesiologist, when I look at your body, I look at it from a very different angle.
Oh God, you judged my body already.
So when I walked in the room, for example, today, I looked at certain people, how they move, and you can assess very quickly where their weaknesses are just by certain movement patterns.
All right, so I'm going to move, and then you judge mine, even though you already did. Okay.
So Lifesource principle number 1. You must have spinal stability in your body in order to move efficiently and be able to move.
Am I moving efficiently? Not really.
Yeah.
Look at you, you're judging me.
It's a little shaky there.
Judging. Okay, so what do I do?
What I need you to do is get into a plank position on top.
On the table?
Yep, right on the table. So your forearms are on top.
Okay, and remember, viewers, I'm wearing shorts underneath my skirt. Do not be alarmed. Okay, plank.
Now, I work in a hands-on environment.
Yes, I shave my legs, don't worry.
So, do I have permission to poke in the glutes? That's your butt.
Yeah, hurry up and get it done with, because this plank is not easy.
Now, that's not easy.
No.
Now, what I want you to understand, in this position, you should be able to contract both glute muscles. Can you do that right now for me?
Is that my bum?
Yeah, it's your butt.
I'm flexing. I'm flexing
I'm going to
my
do
bum.
a quick, appropriate test here. Let's see.
Touching my bum on TV?
Okay, so I want you to squeeze a little harder.
What?
The harder you squeeze your glutes in this position, the more you will notice that the deep part of your stomach has to come in.
Yes.
What that does is provide you with what we call spinal stability.
My face is so red. Okay. All right. So did I pass?
Yes.
Not really.
Well, not really, no.
Do it again!
People. So I'm going to now, here's what we do with our clients in the studio, okay? I'm going to get you to contract those glutes fully.
Oh my
okay?
gosh, yeah.
So you should be able to push my thumb away. That's how hard you're squeezing your glutes, okay? Now when you do that, now you can stop. So I'm going to explain something to you. In that position, if you have a hard time contracting your glutes, what that tells me is that, number 1, you'll be an inefficient walker.
I walk every night.
We have to walk before we run. So if we get you involved in any kind of dynamic movement, so go to your local gym, whatever gym it is, you see a lot of people starting in fitness classes that really aren't ready for it.
Right.
Basic principle number 1.
Really?
If your glutes are not stable and your glutes cannot generate enough force in certain positions, you should not be in a step class.
Are you serious?
That's correct.
Wow. So maybe that's okay. This is embarrassing, but I'm going to say it on TV. I can't run.
Yeah, you have issues running.
I go for long walks every night, but I can't run. And people always joke. They're like, "You're so skinny." I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't run.
We have runners that go through our system of movement-based healthcare.
Yeah.
That in most people's I guess definition of overweight, they'd be considered obese, but because they've developed good movement patterns and they have good spinal stability in their body, they are actually still overweight, and some of them are very efficient runners without injury.
Who would have thought? Okay, go on to the next one
Okay,
then.
so now I need you on your back.
Geez, you just different positions. I see, fine. I have my mic pack on, so I have to be careful.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What side of your body is most dominant in your movement as a two-legged being?
Ooh, my right side.
Okay, I'll rephrase that. My mistake.
Sorry.
Yes, that's funny because I ask that with clients and they say the same thing. They go right or left.
Yeah.
From front to back in comparison.
Oh, sorry.
Do you think that as a two-legged being walking most of the time we are front dominant or back dominant?
I like to think I'm back dominant.
You would like to think so.
Yeah.
Most people are quad dominant. We live in a quad dominant society. The muscles in the front of our legs dominate everything we do. And when typically what happens is your posterior chain of strength, posterior, big million-dollar word, is the reverse side of your body. The back side of your body is the posterior side.
Really?
That's the side that is typically very neglected in most of our training. So I'm going to do a quick test on you to find out where it's called your posterior chain of strength. So it's not just one muscle group. Your body operates like a chain. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later.
Okay.
What I want you to do is pull your feet in close to you. Okay. That's good. Keep your heels down. I want you to lift your hips up. I want you to plant your heels, not through the toes. That's it. Now, how high can you get your hips? Good. Good. How high? Good. A little bit higher. A little bit higher.
That's about as far as I go.
Good. Okay. Now, how hard can you contract your glutes there?
Again, my butt.
Good. So
there.
When you contract your glutes, you will notice that your lower back is more supported. So let go of the glute contraction. You feel more strain in your low back?
Yes.
Very simple concept. Contract your glutes. You feel less strain in your lower back.
Yep.
Your glutes are your strongest muscle in your body.
Wow.
Actually, it's your tongue per square inch, but we don't care about that.
Especially mine. I talk a lot. Okay.
So in this position, I'll explain something to you. Your glutes are your main support for your base of your spine. But if your glutes start to overpower your abdominal muscles, you have a deep muscle called your transverse abdominal muscle. That's the deepest part of your abdominal wall. It's located on the opposite side of the body for a reason.
Okay, you hold that thought. We have to pause for a quick break here in daytime, but stay with us. There's plenty more coming up with Lifesource Wellness. And I'm going to learn more about why my body is awful, apparently.